Welcome back to your cool tech channel. So, ever feel like there just aren't enough hours in the day? You've got a to-do list that seems to grow on its own, a mountain of emails to get through, and a dozen different projects all demanding your attention at once. It's a pretty universal feeling, this constant race against the clock. We try different methods, we read books, we set timers, but sometimes the bottleneck isn't the strategy, it's the tools we're using. What if your browser, the place where most of us spend our entire workday, could start working for you instead of just being a window to the internet? That's where the real magic of AI comes in, not as some far-off concept, but as a practical, everyday assistant. Today I'll show you 15 AI Chrome extensions that can help you get more done, faster. These aren't just gimmicks, they are genuinely useful tools designed to automate the tedious parts of your workflow, so you can focus on what actually matters. Think of it as upgrading your digital toolkit for the modern age. We're going to break this down systematically, looking at tools for writing, research, communication, and organization. For each one, I'll show you what it does, how it fits into a real workflow, and why it might be the key to unlocking that next level of efficiency you've been looking for. We're not just listing apps, we're solving problems. So, let's tackle your productivity problems, one extension at a time, and see if we can buy back some of those precious hours. Alright, first up is one you've probably seen before, but its AI has gotten so good it's worth a fresh look. This is Grammarly. At its core, it's a writing assistant. Calling it just a spell checker is a massive understatement. It's the safety net that catches everything from simple typos, grammatical errors, tone clarity, conciseness. Grammarly does it in real time, right in the text box you're using. The real productivity boost here comes from the reduction in cognitive load. You can type faster and more freely knowing that a sophisticated AI is watching your back. It underlines potential issues in red for critical errors, blue for clarity or style suggestions. Hovering over the underline gives you a one-click fix. So next up, let's talk about research. A huge part of many people's day is spent on Google, digging for information. The standard process is, you type a query, you get 10 blue links, you start opening tabs. This is where ChatGPT for Google changes the game. It embeds a ChatGPT response directly alongside your Google search results. Example: best project management methodologies for small teams. On the right, the extension generates a summary explaining Agile, Kanban, Scrum, with pros and cons for each. It's like a research assistant doing the initial synthesis, giving you a comprehensive overview before you click a link. This saves a ton of time. You're no longer blindly opening articles hoping they have the answer. Best of both worlds. Instant, synthesized LLM knowledge plus the breadth and verifiability of traditional search. Integration is clean. It sits in a dedicated panel, quietly doing its work. You can start a full conversation from that panel to ask follow-ups. Alright, let's move from finding information to creating it. Specifically, the repetitive, often tedious act of typing. This is where Compose AI comes in. This tool is all about saving you keystrokes. At its most basic level, it's an AI-powered autocomplete tool, but it's way more advanced than the one built into your phone. The real power here is in its learning capability. It pays attention to your personal writing style, the phrases you use often, and the context of what you're writing. So, the suggestions become increasingly accurate and personalized over time. If you find yourself typing, please let me know if you have any questions 5 times a day. Compose AI will have that ready for you after the first few words. But it has another killer feature, a text generator. By typing a double slash, you can give it a short prompt and it will generate entire blocks of text for you. For example, you could type /write an email to my team about the new project deadline, and it will draft a professional, ready-to-send email. Okay, let's talk about meetings. For a lot of us, back-to-back video calls are a huge part of the workday. But who's taking notes? Trying to actively participate in a conversation while also frantically typing to capture every important detail is a recipe for doing both things poorly. This is the exact problem that Otter.ai is built to solve. It's an AI-powered transcription service that acts as your personal meeting stenographer. When you join a meeting on Google Meet, Zoom, Microsoft Teams, you can have the Otterbot join with you. It records the audio and transcribes the entire conversation in real time. You can literally see the words appearing on your screen as people speak. This is a complete game changer because it frees you up to actually be present in the meeting. After the meeting, you don't just get a wall of text. Otter's AI is smart enough to identify different speakers, separate their dialogue. It also automatically generates a summary of the meeting, highlighting key topics and takeaways. It even tries to identify action items discussed during the call. Instead of spending 15 minutes after a call trying to decipher your messy notes and remember who agreed to do what, you get a clean, searchable, and summarized transcript delivered to you. Have you ever had to explain a process to someone, like how to set up a new software, submit an expense report, or onboard a new team member? Usually this involves writing a long, tedious document with screenshots, or hopping on a call to share your screen. Scribe is an incredible tool that automates this entire process. It watches you work, and automatically creates a step-by-step visual guide with screenshots and text. Here's how it works. You click the Scribe extension icon in your browser, and then you just perform the process you want to document. Let's say you're showing someone how to create a new project in Asana. You click the Start Recording button and then you just do it. Click here, type this, select that from the drop-down. When you're done, you click Stop Recording, and a second later, you have a complete guide. The output is what makes this so powerful. It's not a video, it's a document that shows a screenshot for every single action you took. For each screenshot, Scribe has automatically added a red circle around where you clicked and written out an instruction like Step 1. Click on the Projects button. It's clear, it's precise, and it's created in literally seconds. Okay, we've talked about writing error-free with Grammarly, but what about writing with impact? Sometimes your sentences are grammatically correct, but they just don't land right. They might be too wordy, too passive, not as clear as they could be. This is where WordTune comes in. It's not a grammar checker, it's an AI-powered writing partner that helps you rephrase and rewrite your sentences to match your tone and style. It works like this. You highlight a sentence or a paragraph and the WordTune icon pops up. Clicking it shows a list of alternative phrasings. It might suggest a more concise version, a more formal one, or a more casual one. It's like a thesaurus for full sentences. It helps you break out of your usual writing patterns and find fresher ways to express ideas. The Spices feature is clever. Continue a thought, add a counter-argument, provide an example. Highlight a sentence and ask WordTune to add an analogy. It will generate one. That moves it from rewriting to co-creation, helping you elaborate and enrich your writing. Now let's shift gears to a heavier-duty content creation tool. For marketers, bloggers, social media managers, or really anyone who needs to generate a lot of original content, the blank page can be a serious productivity killer. Jasper, formerly known as Jarvis, is one of the most powerful and well-known AI content generation platforms. Its Chrome extension brings that power to any text box in your browser. Think of Jasper as a creative brainstorming partner that can also do the heavy lifting of writing the first draft. You can use one of its many templates to generate entire blog post intros, product descriptions, ad copy, or social media captions. What makes Jasper so effective is the quality and control it offers. It's not just spitting out generic text. You can provide it with context, a specific tone of voice like witty, professional, or empathetic, and keywords you want to include. This lets you guide the AI to create content aligned with your brand and objectives. It's an incredible tool for overcoming writer's block and speeding up the content creation process. So, while you'll always want a human to do the final edit, fact-checking, and adding that final layer of polish and unique insight, Jasper can get you 80% of the way there in a fraction of the time. We've seen how to bring ChatGPT to your Google search results, but what if you want that same power on any website you visit? That's the idea behind Merlin. This extension lets you access a ChatGPT-powered assistant from anywhere on the web with a simple keyboard shortcut. You can be reading an article, browsing Twitter, writing an email, and instantly call up an AI to help you with the task at hand. Here's a practical example. Let's say you're reading a long, dense article. Highlight a section of text and a Merlin icon pops up. Click it to see options. Summarize, explain, make it shorter. Merlin processes the highlighted text and shows a concise summary and an overlay. No leaving the page. Quickly decide if an article is worth a full read. But it's not just for summarizing. You can also use it to generate replies. Imagine you're on LinkedIn and want to leave a thoughtful comment on a post. Open Merlin and give it a prompt like, write a supportive comment agreeing with the author's point about AI in education. It drafts a response for you, a universal AI assistant, a keystroke away, and aware of the page context. For a lot of people, Notion is, honestly, like the central hub for their entire life. Their second brain. It's where they store notes, manage projects, track goals, and organize information. But, one of the biggest challenges is actually getting information into Notion efficiently. The Notion Web Clipper is the official extension designed to solve this problem perfectly. When you're on a web page you want to save, you just click the Notion extension icon. A small window pops up allowing you to not just save the page, but to be very specific about how and where you save it. You can choose which Notion workspace and which specific database you want to save it to. This is key. It's not just a messy bookmarking tool, it's a structured data entry tool. Let's say you have a reading list database in Notion. You can clip an article and the clipper will automatically pull the title, the URL, and even the full page content. You can add tags, set a status, like to read, and assign it to a category right from the clipper interface. When you go back to your Notion, the article is there, perfectly formatted and categorized in your database, ready for you to read later. This is, honestly, infinitely better than a long, unorganized list of bookmarks. It creates a frictionless workflow for building your knowledge base. So, a core part of productivity is task management. Your to-do list is basically your roadmap for the day. But, tasks don't just magically appear on your list. They come from everywhere. An email from your boss, an article you want to read later, a comment from a colleague. The friction of switching to your to-do app to add a task can be enough to make you forget it. The Todoist for Chrome extension is designed to eliminate that friction completely. Its most powerful feature is the ability to turn any web page into a task. Let's say you're browsing a blog and find an article you want to read. Instead of just bookmarking it, you can click the Todoist extension. It will create a new task with the article's title as the task name and a link to the page in the description. It also integrates beautifully with Gmail. When you're looking at an email that requires an action, an Add to Todoist button appears. This is incredibly powerful for achieving inbox zero. You can process emails, add them to your task list and archive them, knowing they are safely captured. We've all been there. You need to explain something that's just too complex for an email, but scheduling a full meeting feels like overkill. You end up writing a long, convoluted email which then leads to a chain of confusing replies. Loom solves this problem with asynchronous video messaging. The Loom Chrome extension allows you to quickly record your screen, your camera, or both, and instantly share it with a link. Here's the workflow. Instead of typing out a long explanation, you click the Loom extension icon. You choose whether to record your screen and camera, just your screen or just your camera. You hit record, talk through your explanation, point things out with your mouse. When you're done, Loom automatically uploads the video and copies a shareable link to your clipboard. Our days are filled with text, articles, reports, emails, research papers. There's more we want to read than we have time for. Speechify is a text-to-speech tool. It uses incredibly realistic AI voices to turn any text into audio. Listen to articles while you're commuting, doing chores, working out. Read with your ears, open new pockets of time for learning. The Chrome extension is what makes this powerful. On a text-heavy web page, you click the Speechify icon. An audio player pops up, it immediately starts reading the page aloud. The AI voice quality is what sets Speechify apart. They don't sound robotic, they sound natural with realistic inflections. You have a lot of control over the experience. Change the voice. Gwyneth Paltrow, Snoop Dogg. Adjust playback speed, crank it to 2x or 3x to get through content faster. Great for anyone short on screen time, students with heavy reading loads, professionals keeping up with industry news, anyone with dyslexia or reading difficulties. Alright, for anyone in sales, marketing, business development, recruiting, a big part of your job is outreach. But before you can reach out, you need to find the right person's email address. This can be time-consuming and pretty frustrating. Guessing formats like first.last@company.com, digging through corporate websites. Hunter.io is built to find professional email addresses fast. The Hunter Chrome extension is your secret weapon. You're on a company's website, for example, stripe.com. Click the Hunter icon. Hunter pops up and shows publicly available emails for that domain. Names, job titles, email addresses and source links. Domain search analyzes the company's common email pattern. For example, the most common format might be first.last@domain.com. Plus, it gives you a confidence score for each email. This cuts 10 to 15 minutes of manual searching down to about 5 seconds. So, let's end with a tool that tackles a different kind of productivity problem: focus and intention. How many times a day do you open a new tab with the intention of doing something productive, only to get immediately sidetracked? The default new tab page is a blank slate that often leads to typing in a distracting website out of habit. Momentum replaces that blank page with a personal productivity dashboard. Every time you open a new tab, you're greeted with a stunning photo from somewhere in the world, the current time, and a simple, powerful question. What is your main focus for today? You type in your single most important task. It stays there in the center of the screen every time you open a new tab. This is a constant, gentle reminder of your priority, helping you stay on track and avoid mindless browsing. It turns the dead space of a new tab into a moment of calm, focus, and recentering. So, there you have it. 15 AI-powered Chrome extensions, each designed to solve a specific productivity bottleneck. The goal here isn't to install all 15 at once and completely overhaul your workflow overnight. Instead, think of this as a menu of potential upgrades for your digital workspace. With these 15 AI Chrome extensions, you can genuinely work smarter, not harder. By automating the repetitive, low-value tasks, you free up your time and mental energy to focus on creative work, strategic work, high-impact work. It's about leveraging technology to augment your own abilities, making you faster, more efficient, and ultimately, more effective. These tools are a practical glimpse into a future where our digital environments actively help us achieve our goals. Now I want to hear from you. Try a few out that seem like they could solve a problem for you, and let me know in the comments which one boosted your productivity the most. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more productivity tips every week. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.